The red
Yeah.
box. It ain't Netflix. You know what I mean? Ox.
Not
What up?
Supreme
Yeah.
either.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Live
You've
and
gone
direct.
too far.
Favorite respect. That's me at the top left. Down dropper to my right. Bottom right. All ball. Bottom left. Flea. Are we live?
Live and
Come
direct.
on, baby. Listen, man. We gonna get right into this. There's no need to. We see all 15 of you guys waiting.
We don't need to play with it.
At all.
No, none of that at all. We got to
We,
go with the residential
Get
Clipper
right
first.
to it.
Yeah, man. Dime. What the hell is going on in La La Land?
Can't wait.
five
Went
game
into
losing streak down.
5-game losing streak, 0-4 with Harden. I went to the game today with an open mind. Let's see if seeing James Harden in person makes me like him a little bit more. Lets me this is gonna be the real feeling where he's one of us now. I saw people in my section with the beards, the beard thing, the fake beards. I
Mm-hmm.
saw the fat head or cutout facial, the face thing. Harden. I was like, yeah, I'm not touching those though. You can give me a Terrence Mann one or a Russ one or a Paul George one. I ain't touching no Harden cutout. But so the game starts and it's the same stagnant take turns offense with all four of them that we expected, and we've seen these first 4 games. The reason why I kept pushing back on the trade is because how does this makes Russell Westbrook go back to what he was doing with the Lakers, splitting his ball handling duties with another really good playmaker who's not very good off the ball. But in LeBron's case, when he cuts, and screens, he can be good on the ball, off the ball. I'm sorry. James Harden, not so much. His only value is shooting spot up threes. They didn't even like shooting like that. So you see what happens when Harden has the ball. It's just Westbrook spotting up, and it forces him to take more open threes. And it's just not beneficial to either of them. And then while you're trying to figure all this out, your defense got worse, and Kawhi and Paul George don't have the ball as much. Kawhi Leonard, people are like, what's going on with Kawhi? He looks like a role player now. And this is where you're seeing that he doesn't have enough of a voice. And I'm not saying that like to be funny. Like he legitimately doesn't talk enough to like give me the fucking ball. Like I think somebody like LeBron, like Kobe, and I don't like comparing him to these guys. I don't. But these guys would have been more demanding of the ball. And I think he's just trying to let everything play out. But you saw in this game that when you had a defensive minded lineup with size and athleticism in Westbrook, Norman Powell, Terrence Mann, Paul George, and then Zubats, we were making a run. We were coming back. We were pushing the pace. And it's just, I'm going to answer this comment real quick. Y'all going to blame Harden like he came over here taking all the shots. It's not about blaming James Harden. It's the fact that it's not about what he's doing or what he's. First of all, if you can only contribute because you're a great offensive player, then sometimes you have a ceiling on a championship team. If you cannot affect the game in other ways, then you have a problem. You see what Russell Westbrook did in this game? He did 3 things that I don't think James Harden will ever do. He forced a jump ball against a big man and then won the jump ball. He dove for an offensive rebound and got a loose ball foul. You don't get any stat for that. Like these are the little things that Russell Westbrook does. And then the one thing that you got to actually go to Clipper games and listen to fans when they talk. What he does in the arena, the way he energizes the crowd, you can't put a price, you can't really put something on that when you have guys like Paul George and Kawhi who are not really like hype guys. You know what I'm saying? So the lineup with Russell Westbrook and Paul George, like Fabian, if you have the stats up, the plus minus is, I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but it's probably really in favor of Westbrook and Paul George and not in favor of Harden. Clipper fans, some of them were mad. Maybe the Russ fans were mad that Russ didn't close in this game. But I've had my reservations with Russell Westbrook closing games. So we put James Harden in. He hits that game-tying 3. And I guess we just didn't have enough in the tank. Kawhi Leonard, there's a real problem with him closing games in the sense that his legs just seem to go. He's short on all his shots. But you know what doesn't help Kawhi Leonard is trading away good defensive players so that he and Paul George have to play more defense throughout the game. And that's what you're seeing everyone thinks they're still these great two-way players that they were back in their mid-20s. They're not. They're the same as other stars where they can guard guys. They can be good defenders, but you don't want them guarding the best players throughout games. And so now, in my opinion, the solution is James Harden, OKC 2012 time. Get your ass on that 6-man roll, win 6-man of the year. You can close most of the games over Russ if that's the way it's going. And you know what? It's going to pay huge dividends, and everybody will have to praise James Harden for sacrificing so much because he is James Harden that just averaged 21 and 11 and is making 35 mil because the pace and the defensive energy of the starting lineup is just better. And Paul George and Russ, They have a great connection, man. And the way Ty Lue said he's willing to start Terrence Mann, everybody can see that Terrence Mann helps our team. You can't just have stars. You need role players too. You need guys that are okay with being off the ball. So that was my conclusion. Horrible loss, but I'm hoping it's getting us closer to what we need to see because Harden don't play. He can fake the defense all he wants, but he doesn't have the defensive. Like, so you got to want it, man. Marcus Smart, Willis Reed, they both said it's all about wanting it defensively. And Harden, like, he can try for a little bit. He's not quitting or anything. He's not being extremely lazy. But is he going to be a good defender now? Like, no, he's not. The other team loves it when they see Harden on the other end defending. So all ball had a lot of reactions there. I'm going to go to all ball, but that's my piece, man. I'm doing fine. It's funny how everybody is saying I'm right and this and that. I would love to see a change made, but this is where egos come into play. So let's see how it goes.
Go ahead.
No, real quick. Shout out to all 74 people in the live. This is crazy. They're all waiting to see some, please keep commenting. You keep the energy up. Dom is bound to flip the hell out with one of you guys saying something crazy. Yo, Dom, do you do the super chats right now immediately? Because I got Larry Brown here. Got something to say.
Yeah, if they're sending us super chats, we got to answer the questions now.
All right. Larry Brown here. I know I said it last time, but they have to trade PG. He's the only thing worth anything left on the team. Kawhi's value has lowered since the injury.
No, Larry Brown. That comment was almost as bad as the real Larry Brown's coaching. But look,
greatest coach of all time, Larry Brown.
Let me say this. Hold on. We're not about to start scapegoating players that were currently on the roster prior to this trade. We're not about to start doing that shit. Prior to this trade, the Clippers were a totally different team than they are today. Completely different team. They defended differently. They scored the ball differently. They approached everything. The approach to the game was different. Ty Lue looked different on the sideline. Like, everything looked different about this Clipper team before this Harden trade. If we're gonna act like this Harden trade is nothing, it hasn't affected them, then you being foolish. You're being foolish right now. You're being foolish. It absolutely has affected how they approach the game. Ty Lue is forced to play this dude more than he should be playing. The dude should be coming off the bench. He should be the first guy off the bench. He should be the guy leading the second unit. He should be the guy scoring the ball on the second unit. He should not be in the starting lineup and you guys running out 4 stars with Zubac and say, hey, figure it out. That's not basketball. It's just not. This is not the park. This is NBA level basketball. You got to have chemistry. You got to be able to work with guys. Like you said, Russ and PG, they've always played well together. They've always had some synergy, some sort of chemistry. But you got to figure this out. I think for me, this is big on Ty Lue. Huge on Ty Lue. There's pecking orders on who to blame and who needs to sacrifice and all that stuff. But for me, it is strictly Ty Lue. He has to earn his check this year. He has to earn his check. Everybody calls you one of the best coaches in the league.
No. It was one person that always say he was overrated. That's you.
And that's you too. That's you, OG.
Finish your point. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. You are absolutely right. It's you. I will say that. You've always been consistent on Ty Lue's overrated. And I've always been consistent on Ty Lue is a great head coach. So we've always thought differently about him. But I think now is the first time in his career where he's going to be challenged again. Not the first time in his career. 2016 was a challenge. But this point right here, he's going to be challenged and really show what type of head coach in the NBA he really is. He got all the pieces now. You got everything you need. Everything you need. You got to figure out the puzzle piece, man. And just rolling out the 4 stars in Zubac is not going to work for them.
Fabian, you want to go? Or you want me to go?
No, there's no way. I want to hear what you got to say to this. This is insane.
So I'm gonna say this first. I want to give a big shout out to Isaiah Thomas, the bad boy Zeke, for throwing the shot at Ty Lue indirectly on NBA TV. He literally said, "If you give me those 4 dudes, I'm walking in any gym and I'm winning." This was his words. I put it on my story. So big shout out to Isaiah Thomas for keeping
Zeke
it real.
said that he would walk out. He would make them win.
Zeke said, "Go to my story on NBA TV."
Easier said than done.
Grant Hill said what he said, like, "Hey, Kawhi and Ty Lue need to be held accountable." And Zeke said, "Give me those 4 guys: Harden, Westbrook, PG, Kawhi. I'm walking in the gym and I'm winning.
I hate the fact that it was Zeke that said that.
No,
It's cool, but I hate the fact that it was him.
But you know what? Let me say this to all the Clipper fans, including my brother Dom, who I love like cook food. This is not James Harden's fault. When James Harden was in Philadelphia, let's not forget, he played alongside an MVP. They was in a game 7 in round 2. Let's not act like that never happened. Now, let me tell y'all 2 things that happened in the NBA that was dangerous. When Ty Lue won that chip with LeBron James in them, who was the coach before that? It was Blatt, right?
Mm-hmm.
They was in the championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And was that the year that Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving was hurt?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just understand. Ty Lue wasn't a great head coach because he won that chip. They made it to the chip with Coach Blatt. They lost because of injuries. So that's one thing that gave Ty Lue this stigma that he never deserved. He was never a great coach. And all that, he's a good coach for the players and he holds them accountable. Well, what are you doing now? Who are you holding accountable now? That's one. Here's a second dangerous thing that happened in the NBA. Kawhi Leonard winning that championship in Toronto. Because if Kevin Durant don't get hurt, they get their boot smoked, and Kawhi Leonard won't be this fucking stigma that he's one of the greatest small forwards of all time. They have 2 of the most overrated aspects of basketball ever. That's a fact.
Kawhi Leonard is definitely one of the best small forwards of all time.
Let me finish. I'll let you go. Y'all want to sit here and blame James Harden all day? No. If you could, the 4-game losing streak with James Harden, let's go to everybody's stats. Go to the big 4 stats. Who has the worst stats? Who has the worst minus all that dumb shit that they say? Who has the worst stats? Who?
I don't know after today.
No. Nobody blames Kawhi. Nobody blames Ty Lue. And I'm going to tell you why. Because in people's mind, Ty Lue is a good coach, and he's not. Kawhi Leonard is revered as one of the greatest small forwards of all time, and he's not. Let me finish. So, who do we hold accountable? Y'all telling me this is all James Harden's fault?
2.
None of us said that.
Before
that's James what everybody's saying.
Before James Harden walked in the building, this team
was garbage.
No, they weren't. They were on a winning streak. Number 1. Number 2.
What was the winning streak?
We weren't really on a winning. Well, are you saying before he played a game? We were 2-1, but our basketball just looked a lot better. We had 2 blowouts.
Number 2. Call it what you want. The sample size is a sample size. They were in the top 10 in offensive rating and the top 10 in defensive rating. And there's only 4 teams in the NBA right now that are both in the top 10 in both categories. Before he walked in the door, the Clippers were a top 10 offensive rated team and defensive rated team. That is a reason why they're not anymore.
So let me ask y'all this then. Hold on, Fabe. I'm asking y'all this, and y'all could go to town on this. Kawhi Leonard, y'all heard what Don was about to say before I cut him off, and I did it on purpose because I ain't want him to. He about to go berserk. If Kawhi Leonard is one of the greatest small forwards of all time, one of the greatest 2-way players of all time, I've heard former NBA players say, in current, that Paul George, they say is like top 5, one of the greatest skilled players that they've ever seen.
Most talented, yeah.
Russell Westbrook, one of the greatest point guards of all time. Where's they blame at? Ty Lue, one of the best head coaches in the last couple years. Where's they blame at? Every Clippers fan, every person I hear talk about the Clippers' downfall, all they talk about is James Harden. They don't talk about nobody else. If Kawhi Leonard is this guy that everybody fears, he's tough, he's this, he's that, where's it at? Where's it at?
But they've blamed them for the last 4 years. This is not anything new. The last 4 years has been a complete disappointment. So it's not like nobody has talked about these guys. Don just went on a tirade the other day talking about Paul George's mental makeup. And he talked about how Paul George basically checked out in the bubble. See, I totally forgot about that. I go back, we were talking about Paul George. Is Paul George mentally tough? And I was going back to how Paul George was the main guy in Indiana, and he was leading those Indiana teams against those Miami Heat teams. And they were in close 7-game series where Paul George and LeBron James are going like this, to the point where LeBron James is saying, yo, this dude is next up. I know y'all remember that. He was saying this up. And
LeBron says anything.
He's next up. So what I'm saying is Paul George has the ability to be mentally strong and lead. He has that ability. I'm trying to figure out where is that right now? Like, where is that right now? That should be present right now.
He was playing with house money in Indiana. When there's no pressure to win, when there's no pressure to be super great and MVP and all this and that. I'm just being honest. Fleet, listen, I'm going to let Fabian go. I'm going to leave it at this. I've been saying this for a long time. I'm over Kawhi Leonard, and I've been saying Ty Lue is overrated. If the Clippers want to get better, you might have to clean house. That's a fact. You ain't winning no championship this year. And as the future rolls on, if Joker stays healthy, if they get Luka some help, if Phoenix decide to get it together, which I'm over them as well, where's the Clippers stay? Where? The problem is Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Those are the problems. And I'm telling you right now, them dudes do not look engaged. Today, they looking, all y'all that say, oh, you don't watch Clippers basketball. I seen them today. They all look terrible. That ain't only James Harden. Turnovers, all type of shit. And once again, whenever y'all get a chance, the 4-game losing streak, let's see all 4 of their stats. And let's see who looked the worst.
James Harden was a minus 28 today.
I don't even know what that means.
That's exactly. That's the problem. That's the problem.
While he was on the floor.
Stay right there, please. Stay right there, please. That's the problem.
Yeah,
your man James Harden minus 16 his first game, minus 14 his second game, minus 6 the last game. He's the only one with a minus in the fourth quarter. You know what happened in the fourth quarter when they were coming back? The Clippers on their way back. You know what happened? Somehow James Harden comes in the game, hits a 3, and they lose it. They lose all the momentum. This ain't got nothing to do with basketball skills. None of that. It's everything we always talk about that you hate to talk about. He does not have the motor to win. That's not his game. His motor is straight to the strip club. And we know this. The LA strippers. That's what he does. We know this. This ain't nothing new. It's been since Houston. Let's stop the BS.
Can you pull up everybody's stats?
It's not
stats
even
on what? Today?
Now on what, right? I know.
You don't want to hear this. I gave you enough stats you don't want to hear about.
No.
Listen,
give me the
minus 28. Hold on.
No. Give me the real
today
stats,
we got,
bro.
look, 14 points by Kawhi Leonard. Horrible. Paul George,
give me the
26
real stats.
points. Okay, Paul George, 26 points. You said he was a problem, correct? He was in the game. They
all
were in
4 games. I said all 4 games.
Fabian,
Don't do that.
Fine. I'm going to have to go down the list.
No.
But today,
leave him,
hold on.
No, because for the audience, for the people that are watching, real quick, a minus 28, a minus 16, a minus 12. That just in layman's terms, that just means while he was on the floor.
No, I know.
I know what that means. Not you. I'm talking about the audience. The audience. No, not you. The audience. For people that may watch and just don't know, that plus minus is just letting you know while the player was on the floor, how much better the other team was in points. So just real quick for the audience.
Now, Fabian, go to game 1. Let's run through everybody's stats.
We'll do that
through today.
We'll do that in a second. But what's important about those games until now, Norman Powell had a hell of a role today in the fourth quarter. He brought them back. It was as soon as James Harden got in the game, the ball got in his hands, he had to shoot it. It has to do something with James Harden. Always. That's the problem.
Am I not mistaken? Didn't Dom say, and I seen it, but I just want to, I know I ain't crazy. Didn't Dom say that James Harden tied the ball game up in the third quarter with a 3-point shot?
As soon as he came in, he hit a 3, and then they were a -1 after that. That's the part that we're missing out on. They were up the whole time. Everybody was a plus in the fourth quarter, except for who? Your boy. You guessed it. The guy somehow, for some reason, I don't know what connections you guys may have made in the strip club somewhere in Houston, but it is showing right now. I don't get it. What do we love about James Harden? Please explain this to me. I almost quit watching basketball because of this dude. I get it. I may be biased, but I ain't messing with him. I never wanted him on the Knicks. The only reason why I want him on my team is to buy out that contract and sit him and send him home. That's the only reason why you want him here. Look what he did to another franchise. Another one. This is insane. This is really insane.
When they subbed out Russell for Harden, you could see Russ visibly frustrated coming out the game for Harden. And I don't know what that means.
That's coaching.
But you could visibly see him, and he ran right by Lou. He didn't even acknowledge Lou. He ran right by Lou, but he was shaking. But he was shaking his head.
But that's coaching, bro. That's coaching.
It's coaching. You're right. It's coaching, but what is that going to mean in game 75? Like, is Russ going to have that attitude coming out the game, knowing that Harden might not be able to close? He might be feeling like I could close, but knowing that this guy is not doing his job, like, that creates other stuff. So I don't know, man.
Bro, when you're a good head coach, like the Phil Jacksons, I'm gonna give guys like Greg Pop and Pat Riley and them guys. When you're a good coach, you don't have these problems. I'm sorry. I'm it's sad to say, but you know who you're gonna put on the floor. You know who gonna have the ball in their hands. Once again, this is why Ty Lue was in this position, because he won a ring that he had nothing to do with, because they went to the championship before that. And if Kevin Love and Kyrie wasn't hurt, Cleveland would have won that chip, and they probably would have got rid of Black.
They was down 3-1 too.
No,
that series was over.
I understand, but I'm saying Ty Lue is in a position he shouldn't be in. I'm sorry. To me, the same thing like Ham with the Lakers. These guys is in positions that they shouldn't be in. Ty Lue's not a good head coach. If you don't know,
not good. Come on, man.
Yeah,
what about in 2021 though, when he got us to the conference finals? Why are you saying that though? The Clippers had never gone to the conference finals, and he took us there with basically the same team, slight changes that Glenn Rivers had, and we made it for the first year. And in 2022, we literally won 42 games with Paul George missing 51 and Kawhi missing all 82. I know last season he was trash, and I do think you're right that he should deserve some blame. But like, what do you want him to do per se? Like, what's the specific thing you want him to do? Tell Kawhi to shoot more? I feel like you're right on what you're saying about Kawhi should just be shooting more. Kawhi is being too passive. You're right. He doesn't get no smoke. He should get smoke for this. But to me, he should get more smoke for agreeing to this trade. Everybody that was involved with agreeing to this trade was ridiculous. Terrible idea. You lost we had a defensive identity.
I remember saying that too. These guys signed off on that. I've been saying that.
Yeah.
Guys
Westbrook should be included too.
Yeah.
Westbrook should be included as well.
So I mean, I don't mean to cut everybody off, but I'm just baffled that I'm not a James Harden fan, but I laugh when we blame one person when they have a Finals MVP and a championship man on there. They have a championship head coach. They have one of the greatest point guards that some guys say is top 10. How are we blaming James Harden?
It's not about we're not blaming one guy. I never said it was all James Harden's fault, but I think the move of bringing James Harden is why this is happening. Yes,
I ain't hear you blame nobody else but James Harden.
I blame James Harden when I started.
I'm gonna blame.
That's all.
I'm gonna blame James Harden. I understand the Ty Lue thing. The only thing with Ty Lue, I think I could say to defend him, he's probably showing out, going, listen, we tried this already, guys. It's early in the season. This is what happens when we play you like this. We got to bring you off the bench. This is the only way to show them on tape, bro. Your style may work off the bench, but with this group that we have here, we know each other for the last 2 or 3 seasons. We push in a certain way. We already kind of know more familiar with each other. James, you got to come off the bench, bro. It's not going to work with you trying to install you in the starting lineup. Even in the fourth quarter, like this just cost us. So that's my thing with Ty Lue. I don't understand how Ty Lue doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. Why? Because they came back 3-1. Okay, they also won with LeBron James. Like we saw Mike Brown literally flip as a head coach, being a total defensive coach with LeBron, and now he's an offensive guru with the Sacramento Kings. So it ain't just a LeBron thing.
He had to sit his ass down for a decade first, too. I mean, baby. Let's be real.
Okay,
Mike Brown had to be an assistant coach for 10 years after being a head coach to figure out, hey, I got to get some offensive schemes in my package, because if I don't, I ain't gonna never get a head coaching job again. He got an opportunity, yes, but he had to do some changes on being a head coach.
But Ty Lue was in the new NBA he understands the new systems. He understands the switching on the defense and all that, because especially against the super version of every team with that Kevin Durant Golden State team. So Mike Brown had to update his damn offense. Ty Lue maybe doesn't need that learning curve. Maybe he needs his players healthy. Maybe he doesn't need to co-sign on that trade. I agree with that. Don't co-sign with that trade. But now, like I said, ain't no way in hell I'm deserting Ty Lue or blaming him for this. All the things that he's been through with that organization. With Kawhi bouncing out during halftime and stuff like that. That ain't his fault. That is not his fault. This thing with James Harden, I think he's doing it, especially now that it's early. This is the best thing you could do is, hey, it's a win-win in his case. If they would have went 4-0, all right, it's going to work. Let's ride it out. But now that they're 0-4, he has a lot to go back to Jim Harden and tell him, hey, we got to bench you, bro. Or we got to try something different.
He'll be a genius. I'll tell you this much. If we look back in first week of June and the Clippers are the champions, he'll be the genius because he decided to take Harden off the bench, and all ball will be up here saying, hey, forget the players, it's Lou. He's the one who decided to take niggas off the bench. Then you'll give him some credit. So it'll work both ways if it works out.
Clippers make the move. They get Paul George and Kawhi. They get a championship head coach. This team was put together to win a championship or championships. They fell short every year.
No, they didn't fall short. They got injured every year but one. That's the fact.
But that's falling short, though, Dom. If you didn't win, you didn't win.
Okay, what am I supposed to say, though? They have a lot of bad luck.
I think this is like the Lakers won when they could. And you got to say the Clippers fell short. Because when they were healthy, they fell short. That was their time to win. So we got to say they fell short.
I didn't think we were only going to get one shot at this. That's the only thing. I did not think when these guys first came in, we were only going to get one shot. I knew Kawhi had some injury concerns and Paul, but this is even worse than Chris and Blake, man. They've got hurt every year. Because when they're on the court together, they play really well. Even though they're not the most seamless fit together, I wanted this year to be the year that we got a chance to see it, and we added a real point guard that they wanted, that Paul George begs for. See, you saying, who am I blaming? When I did my little monologue in the beginning, I wasn't blaming anyone. I just said that I blamed everybody for whoever agreed to this trade, because what you and every other person that wanted this trade, even on Clippers side, kept neglecting is what it does to Westbrook. Like, oh, Westbrook's going to have to get out of his feelings. That's not how this is a human game. It's not a bunch of chess pieces and fucking characters in a video game that you can just sit down on the bench.
So hold on.
These are real human beings that you made a promise to. That you're going to start. Yeah.
Stay there. So you telling me we got to worry about the feelings for the third option on any team? Just be honest. Just be honest.
Yeah. If you want that third option to be a part of your championship vision, then yes. Yes, you have to worry about it a little bit.
So let me ask you a question.
Hey, Austin Reeves just got benched because he's been terrible in the beginning of the season.
He doesn't have the same. What's it called as Westbrook? Westbrook is
exactly.
No, I feel what you're saying.
Can I ask y'all? So I just want to ask y'all a question. On any team in the NBA, you telling me the organization is worrying about how the third option feelings is?
They should be.
Really, no, not every team.
Depending on the team, I would say depending on the team.
I mean, you should be worried about a basketball fit. If you're putting something together on a basketball court, you need to be worried about how it fits. You went, and even though it was a low risk move by getting Russ, that was a big deal. You got Russell Westbrook when the Clippers were winning games with Terrence Mann at point guard with like no real point guard, and Russ was playing the worst basketball of his entire career and at a very low point. And everybody was clowning us, including me, when we got Russ. I'm like, what the fuck are we thinking? And he ended up being – go ahead.
Is that not a coaching problem?
No, Ty Lue had a horrible season last year. He did not have a good season. I'm not going to – but I was giving him a chance.
And he's having a terrible moment right now. That's coaching,
yeah, but I could have predicted this was going to happen after. We looked very serious before the trade. He put Terrence Mann in the starting lineup.
How can you blame Ty Lue for last season? Kawhi Leonard got hurt. They just brought in Russell Westbrook. Why, hold on, but why if they use Terrence Mann more? They didn't use
Terrence Mann more. That's the thing.
Right.
And Marcus Morris and Reggie Jackson were left in the starting lineup so long they got bullied, basically.
That's coaching.
I agree. Making my point. There's no, but you're talking about last season. No Clipper fan.
I'm talking about I don't care what's. I'm talking about every season.
Let's do this. Well, we can do that. Ty Lue, the first season he was our coach, he was amazing. We got past the second round. Best season in franchise history his first year.
Okay.
Second season, was it not?
Go ahead. How many games y'all won? How many games y'all lost in?
6 games to the Suns without Kawhi.
Amazing. Go ahead. I'm just good. I'm listening.
We lost on 2 games between 2 positions. We had an alley-oop beat us at the buzzer.
The first year y'all went to the conference finals. Go ahead. The second year, what happened?
Second year, we won 42 games, and Kawhi missed the whole season. Paul George missed 51 games. We won with Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris as our leading scorers. Like, come on.
So second season, y'all wasn't good.
No, what? Ty Lue had an amazing season.
We're talking about evaluating Ty Lue
Lord have
as
mercy.
a head coach.
Lord have mercy.
You expect the team that's best players are Reggie Jackson, Ivica Zubac, and Marcus Morris, and
I'm just asking if y'all had a good season or not. I don't care.
We had a great season.
All right, well, y'all went in the playoffs.
We lost in the play-in because Paul George got COVID. So we lost to the Pelicans.
So y'all didn't get in the playoffs, right?
Come on, OG. Your players got to be available. Your players got to be available.
We're talking about the coach.
Yo, y'all make excuses for everybody.
What coach is what coach is coming to the Clippers and doing a better job without their star players healthy? Because everybody else would have got the excuse. And what's Anthony Davis' excuse?
The Miami Heat, the Miami Heat coach.
Miami Heat
wouldn't have got nothing.
Let me ask you a question.
They wouldn't have got nothing. If you got Eric Spoelstra on his team, what is he going to finagle with this roster? There's no finagling. They would have been in the same. They were in the same exact predicament.
But see, the problem is, you know what the difference with the Clippers and the Heat is? Pat Riley was never going to touch James Harden for a reason. And they may need him more than they need. Honestly, they need him more than we need him.
I get that, Dom. I get that, Dom. But
that's a big fact. Miami needed Harden way more than anybody else in this NBA needed Harden.
Chicago could honestly use something as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but stay on Ty Lue. What they're in the coaching? There's nothing they could do the last 4 years if your star players don't show up.
What happened?
No, but let me ask you a question, all ball. In 2022, you had a team with Westbrook, you had a team with LeBron, and you had a team with Anthony Davis, and they lost more games than our team with Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris. Come on, Ty Lue.
But we talk about the Clippers. We ain't talk about the Lakers. What happened the third year?
Third year, he was ass. First year out of 3, he was ass.
And then now this is the 4th year, right? Or this is the 5th.
Yeah, and this one, I'm not blaming Ty Lue for anything other than signing off on this trade. He's had 4 games, and this is a very hard thing to figure out. I don't understand what you think. Look at the roster he's been left with. We have PJ Tucker playing real minutes. Because our backup center got hurt.
I think for you to hear Isaiah Thomas say that makes you think that this is supposed to be some walk in the park. Let's remember that Isaiah Thomas doesn't have a head coaching job in the league for a reason. Don't get me wrong. He wants to be a head coach today. He wants to be working right now. There is a reason why he's not a head coach. So don't let him get in your head, OG, and think that he says
what Isaiah said.
He didn't say no fly shit.
Yes, he did.
He's on TV for a reason.
Right.
Yo, that's that 15-year-old Nick Vitriol right there, ball. Let's leave Isaiah out of this.
Bro,
there's a reason why he's talking on TV, on podcasts, on shit, and he ain't on the sidelines. There's a reason.
All good, but he got the balls to tell the truth. We looking at every
Isaiah Thomas wouldn't make this work. He's not a good enough coach.
Basketball world, and Tyrue is proving that he's not neither.
That's fine.
The basketball world and all Clipper fans is blaming everybody except the 2 guys that should be blamed: the best player on the team and the head coach. When the Lakers is dirt, they talk about him and they talk about LeBron. Mm-hmm. When the Clippers is dirt, they talk about James Harden. Stop it. It's ridiculous.
You just want to blame certain guys and not blame others. Everybody should get blamed. I don't understand why nobody should be exempt of blame.
Dom, I'm fine with that, but y'all don't blame nobody but James Harden. Dom, you sit up here and don't say nothing about nobody on the Clippers but James Harden for the blame.
No, and you haven't said nothing about James Harden. You think I don't even know what hold on. What is so great about James Harden?
No,
that's the point.
I'm the one that got hated on by Clipper fans all of last year for being way too hard on the team. So I'm not trying to hear that.
Don't let him dip on this. Dom. What is so great about James Harden on any one of these teams that he's brought to this game? What have you seen the last 4 games from him to prove yourself right? When you were so gung-ho about this trade.
Now, for one, I never said James Harden was great. No, that's for one.
You look at the comments, huh?
For 2, I don't mind blaming James Harden, but all y'all do is blame James Harden. When they have 3, like Isaiah said, they got 3 top 75 players, if I'm not mistaken, on one team. Why is James Harden to blame?
Because
I still have yet to hear what do you like about James Harden that supersedes what I'm saying. From the moment we heard about the trade, before we heard about the trade, Don Draper's blood was cool as the other side of the pillow. Shout out to Stuart Scott. Before we heard that James Harden trade, the moment that thing went down, I was calling for put an APB out there, my boy Don.
I was
like he was done. So all right. So you don't think anything that we thought beforehand is coming to fruition right now?
So y'all telling me, let me ask. So y'all telling me these 4 games that y'all watch, all 4 James Harden fault?
No, not at all.
No, wait, hold on.
Yes.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yes. What are y'all
You're just waiting
talking
for
about? They
Fabian.
were,
You're just waiting.
dog.
No,
They
you just
were
listen. You
three.
just listen to Fabian.
Listen.
Yeah.
They were 3-1 before you. 3-1. They lost 4 in a row. You lost to the Memphis Grizzlies. What are we talking about? They're missing 3 of their top players.
Brother,
There is no way possible.
We lost to the Nets without Ben Simmons, Cameron Johnson, Cam Thomas for a whole half, and
can somebody put up for the 4
Claxton.
games? Can somebody please do me a favor? Because they just glossed over that. Can y'all please read the stats of those 4 players for the last 4 losses, please?
I got you. Look, this is against the Brooklyn Nets.
Can I just address one comment real quick? It's because the person is right.
Mm-hmm.
This has to be talked about. Zubac is an important part of our team, and he's been off to such a horrible start to this season. And Harden, part of his game is a pick and roll big, going from Embiid to Zubac. No, I'm saying Zubac is hurting Harden, is what I'm saying. Harden's been dropping some nice dimes, and Zubac has struggled to even catch the ball. He's been terrible compared to what we're used to, and Clipper fans are running out of patience with him. He needs to be better, especially with Plumlee out.
Hold on, but Zubac has been spoon fed his entire time. He's been in, been a Clipper.
He's looked sus. Like his hands have looked like Kwame this season.
That's the comment of the night. Julius Randle's season resurged because of the Clippers, the James Harden Clippers. That's how bad they are right now. Your man said, "Oh, this is an off day. I'm going off," and came back. Shout out to your boy right there who said James Julius Randle had a field day.
Jules had a good game. That was a win that we needed. We needed that win.
Fabian, please show some of these comments about what they're saying about all ball. It's hilarious.
He said all balls on crack.
No. Before we do that, can we please read the stats? Let's not forget.
And then we gotta give all balls. Yeah.
I love it.
So the game before,
117 people in here, by the way.
Can we go from
shout out to all balls. Shout out to 117 people in the building, keeping the energy up. Saying all balls on crack. We'll give them a test after the podcast. We cannot do that live on air. That's not allowed.
You know who deserves all the credit for this live? James Harden.
Absolutely. 13 strippers, James Harden.
Let's go game 1 up until now.
The last game was Dallas, right, Dom?
Yeah, Dallas.
No.
Let's go from New York.
No.
I'm not. Hold on. I'm gonna go back there, but it's easier to go back here. So look, against Dallas, 14 points Harden, 26 for Leonard. Paul George had 8, 1 of 7 from 3. That was crazy. Zubac had 12, Russell Westbrook 14. He had a minus 26 to be fair, and Norman Powell had a minus 35 against the Dallas Mavericks.
No. So let's stay there. So
yes,
that loss, is that James Harden's fault?
No,
yes,
it's everybody's fault. No, it's not, Fabian. What are you talking about?
Yes,
Fabian, are you going to be fair or not, bro? Your bias is out of control.
What do you mean? Hold on. So when I'm watching the Knicks and I'm seeing Julius Randle body language and I'm seeing the way he plays the game, and I'm telling you for years, that's not winning basketball. That's going to cost us. All of a sudden, the whole floodgates want to pop off on him when he had surgery. No names. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. I'm not waiting for game 10 to show you that James Harden is a problem on this team, on the Brooklyn Nets, on the 76ers, on the Houston. Anywhere he goes, he's a problem. It's a problem. So are we going to keep on with the stats?
The NBA, you can keep going, but I want to say something real fast. The NBA has the best basketball players in the world, right? So this, like, we've seen shit like this before. Things change in a blink of an eye. 2010, 2011 NBA season. The Miami Heat started 9-8. Yo, the social media, the world was in an uproar. People were losing their minds. People were going crazy. Trade LeBron, fire Eric Spoelstra. It was wild. 9-8. They find themselves in the finals. Did they lose? Yes. But guess what? The next season, at one point, these dudes won 27 games in a row.
Flea, you see this Clippers team doing that turnaround?
Do I see that?
Yes.
I didn't see the Miami Heat doing that either. I didn't see that. Flea. I didn't. You didn't.
Can I ask you a question?
You didn't. Nobody on the screen saw.
No, I'm asking you one more time. What the Miami Heat did starting out 9-8 and then running off and going crazy. Do you see the Clippers as constructed right now making that turnaround?
It's extremely possible to do that. Yes.
Okay. But do you think they can do it with this starting lineup?
No, absolutely.
Okay,
not.
that listen, I just want to say for all the people in here, 121 people, I just want to say, guys, for when I said the trade's going to be a failure, I meant if this is the starting lineup, it's going to be a failure. If somebody agrees to come off the bench, changes everything. I just think they're too egotistical. And we're going to have to lose games to figure it out. I still think it was not a great trade. But if somebody can agree that somebody being James Harden come off the bench, this is going to be good. We're going to be fine.
Fade, but let's finish the stats.
In my opinion.
OG, I started this by saying it's a lot on Lou. So I know you keep saying we're not blaming. Yeah. I started this by saying Lou has to earn his check this year. He has to.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying James Harden shouldn't take no blame, but for it to be 100% on James Harden when they have a 2-time champion and Finals MVP and a championship head coach who some people revere as one of the greats on with both of them, and they take no blame is mind-boggling to me. That's how you know people is maniacs. Y'all tell me I'm getting high. Y'all need to take the test with me.
Take it with you.
That's a fact. We all need to line up like this. Look, get the vein. Look, we all everybody need to line up. That's a fact.
Only Fabian is the one saying it's all James Harden's fault. Me,
listen,
most Clippers fans.
Let's get to the stats.
When you're that, it's not just him. It's when you're that big of a personality and presence on the team, and you don't have any accountability. You don't change what you do, and you're not willing to go change. Yeah, it's all on you, bro. It's what Russell Westbrook changed his game last year. What are we talking about right now? Same exact scenario, actually.
Well, I guess I don't think.
And he came off the bench when they wanted him to. And they put him in the starting lineup when he wanted. Like, this is the same exact scenario. Former MVP, OKC, everything about it is the same. So they can be a championship team if James Harden changes his approach. What are we talking about right now?
Let me ask you this, though, Fabian. You know the one problem, though, before you go, Flea? The thing is, I don't think Harden's had that rock bottom moment yet. He hasn't been humbled that badly yet because he gets wherever he wants when he asks for a trade. He got to Brooklyn exactly what he wanted. He got to Philly exactly what he wanted, and he's been great for all those teams in his role. And now he comes, and this is the first time he hasn't hit the ground running. And it's really been tough for him now. Westbrook had the all-time low of coming off the bench of the Lakers and all the negative publicity he got. And then obviously we got him on a buyout. Right? No, not right. We got him on a buyout from Utah. So Harden may need to have that moment. This might be that moment, and maybe he'll change.
I was just going to say, like, for the first 44 minutes of the game, you can stagger minutes. You can mess with lineups. You can do all of that. Y'all could end the games with all 4 of those guys on the floor if necessary. If that is putting you in a position to win, Don, you can end the game with those 4 guys in Zubac, or those 4 guys in Terrence Mann, or those 4 guys in whatever the lineup is that you want to close the game with. But for that first 44 minutes, you gotta be able to stagger lineups. You gotta be able to say, hey, I can have 3 guys on the floor right now, and one guy just not gonna play at this moment.
Can I ask y'all a question? I'm big on, I think we used to be on, I used to always say, you got to coach to win, no matter what it takes, right? And I'm saying with Ty Lue, if James Harden doesn't want to come off the bench, let me give an example. When Iguodala went to Golden State, Iguodala still has some offensive game left in him. Came from Philly?
Denver.
From Denver, right? But from Philly, he went to Denver. And
led that team to the playoffs.
Right.
Helped lead them to the playoffs.
And he was an offensive juggernaut. Like, let's not forget who Iguodala was offensively. I'm not saying he was just as good as James Harden, but I'm just trying to make a comparison. You go to Golden State, Steve Kerr sit you down and tell you, listen, bro, I need you to come off the bench. It's going to make sense. Pop, pop, pop. However, Steve Kerr said that to him, he went for it. Boom. Now, maybe Iguodala is a more level-headed guy that wants to win, right? But Ty Lue, if you can't make that happen, you got to do whatever it takes to win. If it means James Harden not getting in the game and want to throw a hissy fit, then you buy his ass out and let him go. But you do not let a player disrupt your team if you're going for a championship. If you that strong of a head coach and good of a head coach, you make it work. I don't want to hear no excuses. He's a head coach. He puts the lineups out there.
I just don't think it makes. Yeah. Well, what did you want him to do when they first got together? You thought he was going to bench one of them right away?
No, you make the lineup what you want it to be. You do not let James Harden come into the organization and take over.
He's
what
not.
the hell is Kawhi
He's
Leonard
not.
there for?
James Harden's not even shooting the ball. But see, that's the problem. What's James Harden going to do? He doesn't have the ball in his hands. We're seeing that's the problem. There's no reason why we should have put Westbrook and Harden on the same team again with two better players. I don't know why people like the big fours. There's been a lot of colossal failures of big fours in the past. It's big three is the move. Max to me, unless you get real buy-in or real blend. Like it's obvious that Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, KD, and Steph could make it work because Draymond doesn't even look at the rim some games, and it's fine with that team. It was fine. This doesn't make sense, fam. This doesn't make sense.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it real. Westbrook and James Harden still think they superstars, and they're not.
True.
Kawhi Leonard, Flea. I'm gonna get right to it.
No, he's talking about the comment.
No, they're trying to bake you in the comments.
Yeah,
please read some of these. Can you please show some of these comments? They're hilarious.
Yeah, because Flea, you know what's gonna happen when the Clippers is dirt and they don't make it to the finals.
Then
what is everybody gonna say?
Yeah, you wanted this trade,
right?
Why they're going crazy.
So hold on a minute, but why you didn't read the rest of the stats though? Let's get to the the stats.
I don't know what.
Sometimes it's I don't care about the stats. I don't care. Now it's look at the stats. Like
what is that? What is that?
So selective.
Is that going to be able for you to give a pecking order of who gets blamed?
No. It's not a pecking order for who gets blamed. I just want to understand how every basketball fanatic and every Clippers fan, all they got bad to say is about James Harden.
That's not true.
All right. And I'm saying, let's see the 4 games, the 4 guys. Let's see what their stats was. We don't even have to say who's to blame or not. I just want to hear what their stats was.
Hold on. But this is like everybody's still talking about the Donovan Mitchell trade with the Knicks. You are not allowed to talk about Donovan Mitchell when we wiped his ass off the floor last year. Not allowed to. Hold on.
4 games.
We'll get there. And we have yet to even talk about Philadelphia. We talked about it before we got on air. They look like the best team in the Eastern Conference. Addition by subtraction, but a little more addition.
How many
they got Nick Nurse and everything like that. Don't say how many. Wait.
Yeah.
They look like the best team in the Eastern Conference. Meanwhile, the team James Harden goes to looks like the worst all of a sudden. Come on, man.
That team does not look like teams in the past with Doc Rivers too. This team does not look like that.
You know why?
That's
they don't have him. They don't have him.
How many years have Philly looked good? We say Embiid is the best player in the league, and they came up short. How many?
They never looked as good.
Want me to tell you something though? Want me to tell you
plenty of times, but this team, how they operate right now, looks completely.
Please don't do that. Please don't let them do that. Dom, don't let them do that. Tobias Harris, I don't remember when he looked this good last time. Stop it all.
I've seen Tobias Harris play this well. I'm not about.
How long ago was that? How long ago was that?
Anytime he's played with Doc Rivers, he's played well. Last year is the exception. Dime knows when Tobias was a Clipper and
he was our best player. He was awesome.
He was awesome for them.
He should have shot more. He's too passive, but he should have shot. He was awesome.
Fabian. Like I've seen Tobias Harris play.
Now he should have shot more.
With the Clippers, he should have. With the Clippers, number one option, he should have shot more.
That's my point. He's shooting more with Philly. Oh, hold on. By the way, take this time out. Prayers up to Oubre, man. I don't know what happened to him. He got ran. Damn, man. Jesus Christ.
He's been hooping.
God bless him and his family. That's crazy. What was the last they heard about him? They say it's not life threatening.
He's got broken ribs. So
it sucks, man.
He was doing his thing, man. God bless him and his family.
Some of the best ball of his career.
Yeah, last year and this year, he's been playing like you said, been playing some of the best ball. So yeah, speedy recovery to Kelly Oubre.
Yeah,
so I heard.
Go ahead. I was gonna say the Sixers, the guys. It's really important to not have Glenn Rivers around. I'm telling you, he's a plague. The Sixers are gonna be better this year. They're gonna go to the conference finals, maybe. I'm really feeling it, and they've got dogs.
But Nick Nurse is a good coach.
He's a good coach, yeah. But Nico,
he's a good coach.
Bev, Groko, Kelly Oubre. Hopefully, he gets to play again. I hope. D'Anthony Melton.
They got a good team. Bad players.
Yes. Paul Reed just dropped 50. Maxey just dropped 50. The youngest player on the Sixers to do that since Iverson.
Yeah,
he just dropped 50. Yes.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Tyrese Maxey doesn't go for 50 with Harden next to him. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, and
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
He don't go for 50 with Harden next to him.
I like Paul Reed too. He's a good backup.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh yes. He's tough. The backup center, he's tough.
Yes. At one time, Philly had Jimmy Butler, right? What round did they get out of?
Oh, another big four that didn't work out because guys
What
didn't
round?
were too
Just
passive.
what round did they get out of?
They were lost in the second round because Kawhi Leonard gamed them.
That's the Kawhi. That's the Kawhi shot.
Okay, right. And with James Harden, what round they got out of?
Second.
What does this have to do?
Same thing.
I'm just saying, miss me with the Philly talk until they get past the second round. I don't care how good they
look.
look.
That's understandable, but I just think they're a little different this year.
I don't knock you for that.
Can I please get the four game stats that would take 30 seconds? Yeah, because I know. Yeah. Oh my God. I know.
I mean, I don't know. It's a 24.
What are the stats? The team looks like garbage.
Stats, please.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Please give him.
So 24 points for Paul George, 12 for Harden, 17 for Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook 13, Zubac 10, Norman Powell 10 versus
what game is this?
Versus the Brooklyn Nets. That's without all their stars, and they took an L. Of course, a big L. Rest in peace. Versus the Knicks. That was the first game of Harden, right? Versus the Knicks?
Yep.
So 10 points for Paul George, Kawhi Leonard 18, 17 for James Harden, 17 for Westbrook, 8 for Zubac, Norman Powell 14. So 5 guys in double figures. But that game, that's up in the air because that's the first game where
can you just run through the stats, please?
That's it.
That was all the stats. Do you know what I'm saying?
I just gave you this. What else do you want, bro? That's all the stats. That's the first game against the Knicks.
I'm just saying, so we don't have to go through the stats no more because this.
Oh, for him. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
because he wants to hear these magical numbers.
He wants to hear Paul George.
What that's
7. He wants to hear Paul George had 7 points on 2 for 18 shooting, and Kawhi Leonard was 2 for 12 shooting, and had 13. Like he wants to hear that shit.
Yeah, no. I heard it. Listen, I heard enough because when he was talking, everybody glosses over Paul George 8, Zubac 6, all that little shit. Niggas don't say nothing about none of that. But go ahead, we can go somewhere else. I just wanted to hear those stats for all y'all maniacs out there.
When a 3-time scoring champion walks through the door, right? It's supposed to be like he's going to have a positive effect on our ball club. I don't care what anybody says. Like when a guy of that magnitude, a guy like that, when he walks through the door, you should feel a sense of relief. Like, okay, we got another gun. We got another dog next to us. And that's not what happens when James Harden walks through the door for franchises. At least not the last 3.
But he's helped the other. I said that James Harden the first year helps every team he's gone to. And this is, there's still a lot of time left, but I'm looking like I was wrong on that, to be honest, so far. He's never started a new team like this.
So,
well, he's also when he tore his hamstring off the bone, like that was, Brooklyn.
Of course, but he's
they look great in Brooklyn. So I think that's and even in Houston, come on, man.
But when he started for Philly, he was still pretty good. But I think part of the assist thing we got to give credit for is
Philly. They was in the game 7. I'm trying to figure out what when the last time was the Clippers in the game 7 in general.
And our players are healthy. But anyway, we beat Luka in the Mavs. But anyway, I was gonna say this too. I think you're starting to see as well that as much as Harden helped Embiid really helped Harden because that pick and pop was so hard to guard. All James Harden had to do was draw 2 for 1 second and make that pocket pass. And Embiid was literally walking into open 15-footers. And it was so hard to guard without switching. The Clippers don't have that same threat with Zoo. He can't shoot from outside the key. And that one-handed push shot is not really convincing people. And plus, he's not good at making those quick reads. When the team is rotating quick, I think it's hurting Harden.
Harden was successful next to Dwight Howard. Harden was successful next to Clint Capella. Harden was successful next to Joel Embiid. So when you got a guy that can pick and pop, when you got that guy that can pick and roll, when you got a guy that can pick and dive, when you got those kind of guys, it opens up a lot for James Harden. He was an elite player with the 2 guys that I said he played next to. He was elite with Dwight. He was elite with Clint. He was really, really good last year with Joel Embiid. This now forces you to see, can you take that step back that you had to take when there were, at the time, they were just better players than you, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. He had to come off the bench. Scott Brooks said, you know what? The best move for me to do right now is take this guy off the bench, allow him to play with these 2 guys. They'll finish the game together, but they can't start games together. Ty Lue just needs to do his job. Do your fucking job. Tell this dude, hey, listen, one of you guys or he just figures it out himself. Okay, Russ, you coming off the bench for the next 3 games. Harden, you coming off the bench for the next 3 games. I mean, I don't know how you figure it out, but you have to do something and not just roll with the easy and just say, hey, you 4 guys run out there and zoo and we're going to figure it out. That's not coaching. It's just not coaching.
Can I ask y'all a question? If the Clippers at the end of the season is not in at least the Western Conference Finals, I don't want to play the blame game on Harden or none of that. I'm asking, when do we start looking at the coach? Because in any other situation, if a coach has been wherever for 4 years with these type of superstars, these type of championship guys, and a championship coach yourself, and in 4 years, you get any and everything you want, and you come up short, do you have to make any changes?
You should be looking at the coach. I'm not saying you shouldn't be.
Okay, I'll take that.
Let's read some of these comments. They're gold, man. They're gold. We got to.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know what talk because they're gonna get to Tyler in a second.
There's too many comments. No, wait. I want to just see the all ball comments because they're freaking hilarious.
They're trying to get
so
my
go
OG.
for it. Go for it.
Leave my OG alone, y'all.
Nah, I love it.
All ball and crack. Can someone get him in rehab? Oh my god, this dude just got a problem with Kawhi and Ty.
See,
let's see. All ball is a Ty hater. I'm not the biggest fan of Lou, but you can't blame him for all 4 years. This dude ain't no Clipper fan. He clearly hasn't been in our circles.
Marco Brolo has it out for him. Marco Brolo's going in.
I love Marco Brolo. Judge Judy said James Harden is great at paying strippers college tuition and eating real burgers. We haven't blamed James Harden when we were good before him. Facepalm. So it said, all balls arguing for argument's sake, or he's delusional. How is Ty at fault for PG getting COVID? And Fish said Zeke is a failure outside of playing on the court.
Thank you.
Jay Mudd, all balls arguing because he's on that heroin. Oh my
He's
god.
On the heroin. On the heroin. Oh,
Get on his ass time. All ball believes just because he says something, it's true.
That's a fact.
I'm about to turn off this video because all ball. What is this, Fox?
Yo.
All ball,
flame you, OG.
all ball is all cap.
I love
all ball, all cap. Yo, change his name label to all cap. All ball wants all the smoke.
Love that.
That's about it. All ball keeps it real about basketball.
That is not it. We were talking about all ball's imaginary wife.
Take the shot. I love that.
Shot.
All ball, all crack, all cap.
Hey, can we?
Yo, all ball, all crack, all cap. That's crazy.
That was great. That was great.
All cap is changing his dude.
I love it. I love it, man.
That was great. That was great.
Listen, I can't wait. I can't wait for the like midway through the season. What people gonna be saying? It's gonna be hilarious.
They said you Harden's agent.
Look,
I love it, man. I love it.
Harden will be fine. He just needs some ones and a binge of the finest strip clubs in LA.
Point him there, Dom.
Larry Brown.
All crack is crazy.
That was insane.
All ball can have Harden. He's Harden's cousin-in-law. On the low. Why is this dude so stuck on the coach?
See, look.
Oh man,
come on. No. Dom, how did you skip these comments? They went crazy.
All you.
I can't know. I'm on the phone, so I can't really. They said, "Yo, did he said did Ty Lue take all ball's wife?" They said, "Yo,
I wish."
Did Ty Lue and Kawhi?
Yo, OG is a man.
Do me the favor.
Do me the favor.
What my man Wallow say? Don't threaten me with a good time. Listen, y'all can't get to me, man. I love it, man.
They said Ty Lue took his wife and Kawhi shared him. These people are crazy.
Listen,
you got
man.
the sickos. I love y'all.
Man.
Yo, that's great. We love it. We love the comments, y'all.
All day.
That's great.
Is there anything we want to talk about besides James Harden? That was an hour.
Yeah, real quick. Last couple minutes. Go ahead, Flea.
No, I did want to ask OG real quick if we could finish here. Your thoughts on LeBron James passing up the last shot in Miami and then following it up the other night against Phoenix with trusting Cam again and Cam actually hitting the shot. What's your thoughts on that whole thing? The comments that LeBron James made directly to you after the game. That was to you. How you feel about that?
So here's my deal on that. It goes to show you the players do care about what people like us say.
Right.
Not saying they listen to us verbatim, but they on social media read the comments. 2, this is what I don't like about LeBron and LeBron fans. When he doesn't play good, it's every excuse in the book. He's 38, he's this, he's that, all this. When he has a good game, he's the GOAT again. Now, the first time he gave the ball up, the reason why I had a problem with it is to win the game. I'm saying if you're the best player on the court, put your head down, square up, shoot the short jump shot, go to the basket, get the foul. You down 1. Now, the second time against Phoenix, bro, Cam Reddish hit 2 big threes. Big shout out Cam Reddish. But it wasn't no crunch time plays. It was damn near 40, 50, 60 seconds left in the game. So for LeBron to say that, it just goes to show you, man. Look, that's why that mental toughness, that's why for me, he could never be the GOAT. Because for you to even say that goes to show you're not mentally tough, bro. I'm sorry. And to dig shots at people that y'all quote unquote think doesn't know the game, maybe because we didn't play at a high level, is bullshit. I hate that. I hate when athletes say that. But he had a good game against Phoenix. My whole thing with the Lakers and LeBron is, like I said, you playing for championships. I want to see you in the chip. I don't want to hear no excuse in the first or the second or the third round. I don't want to hear you 38. Put your head down. Take the shot. Take the shot. I'm sorry. Cam Reddish is not that guy that I'm giving the ball to in the corner for a game winner. Now, if he's hot, like in Phoenix, and I'm giving him the ball and he's wide open and there's 50 seconds left in the game, that's totally different from the Miami Heat game. So, I mean, it didn't make no never mind to me what LeBron said. That's what he does. When it goes wrong, he goes in the hot, and when things go right, he brag and boast. That's what he do. Sucker shit.
What you think, Lee?
Most of the comments are agreeing with All Ball now.
Come on, bro.
What you think, Flea?
I'll say this. Chess, not checkers, in terms of basketball and in totality. What do I mean by that? Like giving Cam Reddish a shot like that in game 8 of the season, me personally, I don't really give a fuck. Like I think that that's strategic, knowing that, hey, listen, at some point in the season, I'm gonna need this dude. Like, yeah, we a good team. I had the Lakers. I gotta say it. I gotta own my shit. I had the Lakers number 1 at the end of this year, right? And a big reason for that was I thought that this dude, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, were going to come back this season with a huge chip on their shoulder and try to dog everybody. Obviously, that's not happening right now. But just specifically with that just gives him confidence. That gives Cam Reddish confidence. Cam Reddish and Tyrese Maxey are not the same players, but Tyrese Maxey was quoted as saying, yo, listen, playing next to James Harden, he infused a lot of confidence in me as a young player, right? So now he's out the door and I could elevate into the play that needs to be playing next to Embiid to help Embiid get to where he has to be. Like I said, Reddish ain't Maxey, but for Reddish to be trusted to take that shot and hit that shot, he missed it. Okay, big deal. He missed the shot. But he was in his position again to get another shot. He canned the shot and he sealed the game. Okay, they was up, but that game was sealed. Now the game is out of reach. If he misses that shot, they still have Kevin Durant on the other side. They can go down and get a good shot and tie this game. But now the game is put out of reach once Reddish hits that shot, and that was a big shot. So, like I said, I think that that's more of a play to put him in a position to say, hey, I may come to you in the first round, game 3 of the first round series to get us that game. We may need you. So just know I'll be able to come to you. I'm not going to look you off and you just stick in the corner. So
But
I'm not mad at the pass. I'm not mad at him not taking the shot. It's it's preference. But I just think
Oh
that's
boy,
more about Cam Reddish than
I
it is
got
about LeBron.
I gotta jump in
yeah,
on this because this is the thing where I got LeBron second all time, right? All ball is sick of hearing about LeBron being number 2 compared to Michael Jordan. Fact of the matter is, most of us have them there. That is the argument for whatever reason. He's argued against the GOATs, right? Now, the whole thing about saying he passed it up and that's the right play, which I pointed out, Cam Reddish shoots 40% from the corner and everything, right? Okay, Michael Jordan, it's not just that he had the game-winning shots. It's the fact that he was able to do that created the shot for a Steve Kerr, that created the shot for a John Paxson. That wasn't even him who passed it. He passed it to Horace Grant and he kicked it out to John Paxson. Why are we acting like LeBron doing it that way is the only way? That is a lie. Because on top of that, we're comparing you to Mike because we've seen, we could say there's 4 quarters, it's 3 quarters and whatever, 11 minutes and 50 seconds left, part of the game that LeBron dominates. Yeah, so did Shaq, so did Tim Duncan, so did Hakeem, so did Kareem, so did all the big guys. But the number one difference is you're a perimeter player with the ability to have a mid-range game. You chose to neglect that. Mike didn't. So when we talk about that aspect of being clutch, crunch time, Mike took it upon himself to develop that skill, apply that skill, and kill with that skill. And he made his players better at the end of the game. He provided open teammates. He did both. That's why I don't understand the LeBron fandom. That's when it does kick in and they argue about Mike, and I don't get it. Mike did both at the end of the game. So that's crystal clear Mike above him at the end of the game.
So how do y'all justify, because like OG says, we like to scarf over and roll over a lot of shit that just people don't want to pay attention to, right? It's Googleable, right? We could go and do our Googles to find this shit out. The fact of the matter is, it's fact and it's a stat, right? And it's real. How do we justify? How does it register in your mind when LeBron James has the most game-winning and go-ahead baskets in NBA history? How does that register for you, knowing that all of these all-time greats have played? Michael, Kobe, Tim Duncan, Shaq, the list goes on. LeBron has the most. What does that mean to you niggas? Like, I don't even understand. Like, what do y'all do
Fleet,
with that?
he played.
What do y'all do with that? Y'all don't do nothing with that?
Well,
that means a lot.
Well, let's be honest. He played longer, right?
No.
Hold on. I'm giving you my.
That's true.
So let me ask y'all a question.
So y'all gonna
all right, hold on,
because he played longer?
All right, so Fleet, watch this. No, watch this. End of the game, Michael LeBron, who you want with the ball in their hands?
It depends.
See?
Depends.
Wow.
Depends.
I could see if you ask me.
We gotta stop this shit. Depends.
If you ask me,
Kobe, what's it depending on? Depending on what?
Huh?
I don't care what it depends on.
Depends on what?
The ball in Mike hand.
I want to hear your explanation.
I've seen Mike hit a lot of clutch shots. I've seen Braun hit a lot of clutch shots. So, like I said, it depends.
Okay,
the same
I don't
10
think
minute, the same 10-minute montage, the same 10-minute montage that we put together for Mike hitting game winners, I can put together with LeBron James doing the same thing.
I'm not, but are you saying that? Okay, well, here's my only thing, right? I think LeBron is clutch. I'm not gonna say he's not. I think he, especially as of the last, even though in that montage he'll have some game winners from before. I think we all know that in 2012 he took another step up in the confidence department, right? Like after that, I thought he was really clutch for the most part. My only thing is, I'm starting to realize that what people don't want to talk about is that is the right play for LeBron, because I don't think his pull-up is like Mike and Kobe. Like, we need to understand.
Exactly.
Not. He knows it. He knows
what's wrong with that? What is wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong.
What is wrong with what?
Nothing's wrong with it. But if
the fact that he knows that my mid-range game isn't elite, so I'm gonna draw 3, and Cam Reddish, who shoots 40% from 3 in the corner, is wide open.
Right. Now stay right there. No, stay right there. What other players on the court do that aside from LeBron James?
What do you mean on the court?
What is the position of player that does that? It's usually a point guard. It's people that draw it and they kick out, because if you're less likely to hit that shot, to go to the free throw line, all we're speaking to is not only the mental toughness, but you don't have the mid range like Mike. Like, it's just like you're that option is not on the floor damn near. So to say, who would I rather have the ball? Nah, give it to Mike, because it ain't like he just chucked at the end of a game. he's gonna either hit the shot or find a wide open man because he can.
I just told y'all he has more game winners
Hold
than
on,
Mike.
hold on.
And that shit did
No,
just
no, no, no,
like
no,
it
hold on.
does every time.
No. Let
It
me
went
address that.
right
Oh, boy,
over
let me
you
address
niggas'
that.
heads,
But
and you pick back up and say, "Oh, yeah." It's like,
nah, because
what are you talking
again,
about?
that's like I know I hate to make a baseball analogy, but that's like when A-Rod was my favorite ball player, my baseball player. There's no way in hell I would rather have him up there at the bottom of the ninth over Derek Jeter. I am not a Yankee fan. I'm a Mets fan. There's no way possible I'm letting A-Rod go up there before Jeter. That's just a fact. He's not as talented, not as skilled, but he's poised. He just has the it factor for the end of the game. He's clutch. It has more to do with all of that.
Can I say something? I'm gonna give LeBron props for something, right? He's very intelligent. Let me explain how. He found a way to manipulate all of us, right? To where he makes the right basketball play. If the guy misses, it's on him. But it's still the right basketball play. But if the guy makes it, LeBron has the greatest IQ in the world. He found a way to not lose in that situation. Bruh.
But he still does lose in the sense that there's people like us. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with it for the most part, but there's people like us that are always going to blame him.
Down, Flea, let me say this.
I really, really wish there was social media to this height. I wish there was platforms where these niggas was talking shit like we do when Mike was around, because this shit is insane to me that y'all act like he was fucking flawless.
No, but
like,
for me, it ain't even about Mike right now, though, Flea.
Nah, because that's who he's compared to. And I just
okay, but let's compare him to Kobe then. It's the same conversation. It's mostly the Kobe fans that like hate the fact that he passes. Because Kobe used to do it 2-3 bodies, and you know what he'd miss? But the difference was Laker fans were okay with it because their best player got shot the last shot. At the end of the day, when Luke Walton misses the open three, it's like, bro, fuck Luke Walton. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
but
that's
I like
the main argument they try to make.
I like that you said that because Kobe was constantly, he's trying to be like Mike and we compared him. And there was never a problem with it. Ever. For some reason, LeBron fans have this issue. He's the ball, bro. Hate to break it to you. That's your problem. That's who our bar is. You got to live up to that. Kobe Bryant was the closest thing in our mind at the two-guard position. And there was never an issue. Why was that? How come that's not a problem? That's my question for you, Flea. How come it's not a problem to compare Kobe and Mike then?
I think Kobe's better, so I don't even jump into that conversation. I don't really care that. I don't even really care to have that conversation. When people start trying to have that conversation with me, you got it. I don't do it. I don't.
But I'm saying, but the comparison is okay with you, regardless if he surpassed them or not. You understand that.
I don't have a problem with LeBron James being compared to Michael Jordan. Let me be clear with that. I don't have a problem with that. My problem is that how we critique and have LeBron under the microscope is not the same way that we did with Mike. It's not the same way that we did with Kobe Bryant. It's just not. And I be trying to understand from a basketball perspective, because y'all know I'm a big Kobe Bryant's my favorite player, and I already made it clear that for me, yes, Michael Jordan is the best player of all time. I just want to understand, where does this hate for LeBron James come from?
I think you said Kobe was the best player of all time.
Mike is the GOAT. But for me, Kobe Bryant is my favorite player of all time.
Favorite is different, though. The way you were saying it the other day, I asked you why you think he was better at basketball, and you're actually giving me reasons.
But look, let me ask you a question. For me, LeBron is the only superstar / closest to the GOAT, if people want to, if we want to say that always passes the ball in the clutch moments.
So what?
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just asking. For real, if him coming into the league, he was more compared to a Magic Johnson,
which was always bullshit. He ain't no Magic.
Why?
What you mean why? He could never pass the ball like Magic. He could never run a fast break like Magic. That's a fact.
OG, there's people that say LeBron James is the best passer of all time,
and they're lying. He's not better than Jason Kidd or Magic Johnson passing the ball
of all time.
Flea, it's not even close. Flea, you smart. He ain't better than Magic or J Kidd with the ball in his hand. Stop it.
Being able,
I think he's better than
no.
His hands is different than passing. Passing by itself is different than ball in his hands. LeBron with the ball in his hands is up there with the best.
No, he's
I do
not.
think Magic's
No,
the
he's
best
not.
passer.
Get out of here, man. No, he's
Yes,
not.
he is.
And this
He
is
wasn't
this
no
is what
fast
I'm
break.
With
saying.
the
Like,
ball in
out
his
of here.
hand, with the ball in his hands, LeBron
Y'all
James is
see
one of the
LeBron
best
handle?
players.
You put some pressure on him. He giving that up. He ain't got no bag.
Yeah, I
Stop,
ain't
man.
never
What
Okay,
seen
y'all
that's
I ain't never
talking
seen
okay.
about?
nobody take it from him.
Out of
You're
here,
right,
man.
but
I ain't
that's
never seen
true.
nobody take it from him.
For a
His
guy
shit
with
ain't
such
Come on,
a
man.
his shit ain't Kyrie, but I don't see niggas
J
taking it
Kid
from
get
him.
the ball, go coast to coast, throw that bitch off the backboard. He ain't fucking with no J Kid
When
passing the ball.
LeBron was young and you pressed up on him, he would literally blow by you and dust you in a second, and you were on his shoulder and you were fucked. Let's be
Lord
real.
You
Yo,
saying that LeBron passed the ball like Jason Kidd?
no,
I'm saying LeBron James is a way better passer than people give him credit for. Yes,
he ain't.
that's
No,
what
I
I'm
think
saying.
I think see I
You
think
say
that's
he's the
another problem.
greatest.
Right.
One of them.
I think that's another problem.
One
Uh,
of them.
it's not that LeBron doesn't have the potential to be any of these things. That's my problem with LeBron. Always been.
We're super like we've watched 20 years of it and we've forgotten a lot of it. The
No,
most
no, hold on,
recent shit
wait.
is
But
3 to
it's
4
not,
years.
bro. You
That's the
talking to
problem.
somebody,
We forget
bro?
a lot of shit.
Nah. You
This is
can't.
20 years worth of
You
basketball.
talking, but you listen. You're talking to the wrong guy about that. If that's the case. I was watching LeBron like that. I saw before with this. I never liked that Spurs series. Everybody was hammering or going crazy about the Orlando series. I saw his flaws. They're playing to your weaknesses, bro. You shooting too much. And again, one of my favorite games all time with LeBron in a regular season, 55 points against the Bucks. He shot like 7 or 8 3-pointers. He just flying up and down the court, no thinking involved. When he's thinking, it takes away from him. When you watch Jordan, when you watch Magic, when you watch Bird, maybe Kobe, you can see with Kobe thinking, you can see a skill set. Joker's great at this. It seems effortless with LeBron and even Chris Paul. It's not that he can't do what Jason Kidd does. Because LeBron's in the corner 3-pointer, the other side of the court. These passes that he does make that Jason Kidd probably can't make because he's 6'9". 6'9". But he's doing it too slow with his chest move shit. Nah. Jason Kidd's doing that at any speed all game long, and that's what he does for a living. Like you
LeBron is
can't
nowhere
really
near the
can't really even
LeBron.
compare that.
See, but Flea, I don't hate nobody. To be honest, I don't hate LeBron, but somebody has to give pushback. No, but somebody
He
has to
actually
give
said that, Flea?
Somebody has to give pushback when Flea says he hear people say LeBron is the greatest passer they've ever seen. And I'm saying this has nothing to do with my brother Flea, but he's saying these are people that say that. And I'm saying, how can you say that when Magic Johnson is arguably the greatest point guard that we ever seen with the ball in his hands?
Why
Then
you
you
say
gotta
that? Why you say that?
why say what?
And you see what I'm saying?
No,
And
why say what?
no, your reaction to why I say what? Why do you say Magic Johnson the greatest passer of all time? Why you say that?
Because he is.
Well, says who? That's what I'm
Says
saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not giving you pushback on that.
okay.
I'm just saying that when we have certain conversations like this, it's like when somebody says Magic Johnson is the greatest passer of all time, when somebody says Larry Bird is the greatest whatever of all time, there's no ability to give pushback because it just is what it is.
No.
No,
And
hold
that's
on,
not.
boy. Let me rebuttal that and end that. We have just said in the last 5, 7 years, Steph Curry's the greatest shooter of all time. There is zero pushback, none. And we've seen plenty of great shooters, seen plenty of great passers. All we're saying is Magic. For me, it's Magic because he's gonna get that. Jason Kidd is tough to argue with anybody on that list. But there's no argument for Steph Curry. So yeah, when we see somebody that's great and they set the bar, they deserve that to be on the mantle, bro. Why is that so hard to comprehend? Or why
It's not
can't
hard to
you just
comprehend, but we
accept
talking
that?
about it's not hard to comprehend, but we talking about basketball. We talking about a game that's evolved, and it's not just these niggas sit up on the mantle and never will be moved because they are just etched in stone. That I don't get with.
No,
I
they
just think Magic's a better passer than anybody that's ever played. He's better in the fast break. He's a great lob passer. He's passes with more confidence than anyone. He has the highest assist average ever. I mean, he's done it at the highest level. He can see over the defense. I'm taking Magic. I'm taking Magic number one. He clowns. He literally clowns with his passing.
LeBron ain't doing that,
Like that before.
Braun ain't doing that.
Nah.
You
Nah,
guys gotta imagine me.
Y'all love stats.
Braun has done it.
I love Magic's the best.
I'm fucking with you.
Go pull up the all-time assist leader. Go pull that list up.
Braun, was it
Go
Stockton?
pull that
Braun
list up.
has listen, but Flea,
So
here's my
John
thing.
Stockton's a better
Stop
passer than
fucking talking to
Magic.
me. Go pull the list up.
Hey,
So
hey,
John
Go pull
Stockton's
the
a better
list
passer
up.
than Magic.
I'm sorry.
hey,
John Stockton's a better passer than Magic because of the assist list.
No, I'm just asking. Go pull up the list so we could take a
Hold
look
on,
at it.
but hold on a second, Dom. Stockton's the number one assist guy, correct?
Yeah, he
Okay.
is.
Is he even top 5 passers in our books right now? And on these, and there's 4 people right in the chat. Dime, All Ball, Flea, Fabian.
He is to me.
A top
Why?
5 passer all time?
Why?
I can explain now. For him, it's not flashy, but he knows where to put the ball at. To
He
me,
passed it to one guy. You seen him pass to one guy for 30 fucking years.
Hey man,
for
Jeff
one guy.
Hey, Fleet, Jeff
for 30 years.
Jeff Hornacek was an all-star before. That's because of John Stockton.
He's a bum.
Chill. What? He's not a bum. He's almost how though?
Now y'all just got me pissed off. He's a
white.
Yo.
Stop talking to me about no.
Hey,
now we want to play. John Stockton passed to 2 niggas for 20 years. And he's the best passer. Get him out of here.
Hey, there's 100 guys in the chat still. There's 100 guys in the chat. There's 100 guys in the comments watching. I appreciate all of you. In case you haven't realized this, Flea is passionate. Once it hits the 8:30 mark Central Time, he goes bananas. And when we got the wrong subject, he's going even more bananas.
Tell everybody in the chat we need this energy every Sunday, y'all.
We love that.
Every Sunday, y'all.
Yeah, come on, man. We need y'all in the building every Sunday with the crazy comments, the love, the support, because we really put a lot into this. We neglect our kids, our wives, our families. Listen, we get cursed out for this. So please, every Sunday, for real, 8 o'clock.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
We gotta start cutting this short because all y'all in here getting us in trouble being on here 2-3 hours. So please, every Sunday, 8 o'clock, man, show us some love because we really appreciate it, man. Real talk.
We love it. We love it.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Dom Drop was on fire this week, by the way. Let's not forget.
Big shout out, Dom.
You want to take us home, Fabian?
Yo, listen, man. Hold on, Dom. You haven't said something in a minute, please.
Yeah, let Dom take us home. He had this big week, man. Yeah.
I just said, Matt. I just think on that passing thing, I just think of everybody that I've watched play full games of NBA basketball. Magic Johnson feels like the best passer because it feels like every time he comes down the court, it's like he's making a great pass. Like it's the percentage of possessions that it feels like just Magic's just throwing a dime is like, I'm like, dude, this is insane. Like, and the tight windows. The one thing I'll say about you will say, yeah, the game has changed, but the one thing that also has changed is that there's a little more space now. So some of the windows that Magic was passing were very, very small, and he somehow finds a way to get everybody going. And he also just when we talked about guys making the assist pass, I think Magic is not just an assist pass guy. He'll just push the ball and make the right pass for your team. So that's why I say he's the GOAT mainly.
Them entry passes to Kareem were like amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not to like be funny, but I'm dead serious. Like just being able to get an entry pass down to Kareem because you know that skyhook is coming.
Right,
it's
right.
Yeah, it's legendary.
Hold on, y'all. Real quick. Denver lost to Houston. Joker had 36, 21, and 11.
Yo, wait. Time out. Let's talk about Houston. Let's talk about 6 wins in a row.
Yes, a minute for this. Everybody, Flea, this is your thing. Go ahead.
I was wrong about Houston. Go ahead, y'all.
I called
Flea called it
earlier with a little trivia. I said, give me the 4 teams that are top 10 in defensive and offensive rating right now. So right now it's Boston, it's Philly, and it's Denver, and it's Houston. Houston is top 10 in defense and offense right now. Ime Udoka got them boys rolling over there. I like what they're doing over there right now.
Hold on. Can we end a show like this? Can everybody take 30 seconds to brag and boast about one thing that everybody thought wouldn't work?
Oh.
So like for me, I'm because I just seen it. I'm a brag and boast. I said Dallas was going to be good.
You did. You were the one. You were right on that one.
You did.
And tonight, Kyrie and Luka, 35 and 30.
I got my bag. I got who I'm.
All right. So for me, I'm gonna say big shout out to me, Dallas. I keep telling people they had a full preseason. They had a full camp.
You did say that,
right? And I think when you got 2 players like that, anything can happen. And I keep saying it. I'm gonna go. As of right now, they might be top 4 in the West. So I'm gonna shout out myself for the Dallas Mavericks for getting it together. That's my little brag and boast.
I'm gonna jump out there because I know I had Minnesota finishing top 4, and right now Minnesota looks really, really good. I was arguing with my OG all summer long about Anthony Edwards being a top 15 player. I think right now we can legitimately say at presently he's playing at a top 10 level. So I love what Minnesota's doing right now. And real quick, I was high on OKC. OKC looks really, really good. That what they're doing over there. everybody is so selfless over there, including their best player. Like SGA is like a really, really good player, but he doesn't come off as a guy that lets you know that he's the best player on the team. I think he gets everybody where they need to be. That OKC team is gonna be special in a couple years. So those two teams definitely.
I thought all Bull was asking what we got wrong, because what I got wrong was definitely Dallas Mavericks. Like,
no. Forget what you got wrong. We do that next week.
Yeah, what you get right?
Give us 30 seconds of something that you got right that we was like, what?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I have anybody that was like, what? I don't think I had anything special. I'm not gonna lie. I can't lie. Yeah.
Got you. Come on, Dom, take us home.
Well, obviously this Clippers.
Right, he was here.
So
far, he was right.
He was spot on.
Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, there's still some time.
Unfortunately.
Yo, but guess who the Clippers are playing next, by the way?
Who?
Denver.
Actually, no, that's the next home game. Yeah, we're playing Denver, and then we're playing the Houston Rockets as our next home game, and they're red.
Yeah, should be.
That should be our first win. Dylan Brooks. Big shot. He is hooping this season. I've been watching it. He's been hooping this season.
What was Joker's line? 36 what?
30. I think 30 something 21 and 11. Oof.
The Rockets, Dylan the Villain. Dylan Brooks never played this good ever, by the way. I don't remember a stretch. Never.
This is best
basketball of his career.
Best basketball of his career.
And B Joker, they're gonna be fighting for the MVP again this season.
I think so.
Probably will be.
That was my Luka's in the mix.
And Luka, I'm sorry. Yes.
Luka's definitely in the mix.
Yeah, if they can be top 4, they're in the mix.
Yeah.
So we got
his four?
So
top 4?
Embiid, Joker, Luka,
yes.
and who's the fourth for y'all?
I'm gonna say Ant-Man if he can average 30. He gotta average 30.
I'm going Tatum too.
Yeah,
I say Tatum in the beginning of the season, but But I keep telling you what's gonna hold him back. It's gonna be hard for him to average something crazy with Jaylen Brown over there. I'm telling you,
they're gonna be so far ahead of the East as they keep. Well, the Philly's pretty good, but they're gonna be number 1 seed. I'm pretty confident in that.
Well, listen, fellas, always a pleasure. And next week, I can't wait to talk about the debacle that's happening in Milwaukee. Lord have mercy.
That needs some attention. It needs some attention. It's early, but it needs some attention.
Fleet. They definitely not top 10 defense.
I got
offense.
I got a lot of apologies.
Bottom 5.
Yo, I got a lot of apology videos I gotta make. Lord have mercy. Dame Lillard, you got me looking crazy in these streets.
Yo, I think I was wrong. Yeah, I was wrong about KD too. KD might still be a number 1 option. He is destroying. He's destroying.
He's going crazy right now.
KD, I apologize.
Whenever I've watched him, he's been really trying to get to the basket too. So I'm happy to see that.
Yes. He's gotten his legs back under him since he got injured.
But I'm gonna be honest, that's why, damn man, that Phoenix team I was high on, but like watching them for some games, I probably seen mostly all 8 games. I don't like that team.
I've been said they're whatever, but you can't judge them.
No. Hold on a second.
I don't like
none of them. They never had. When did they have Beal? None of them on the floor. Yeah, they never had Beal, Booker, and Durant.
I seen him and Bill together. I'm just being honest. Until I see all 3 of them, I get it. But I'm just saying, right now, that roster constructed after those guys, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Booker has the same issue as LeBron. Them boys need to shut up. Don't say anything. Just play. Don't make a guarantee. Don't say none of that before the game. Just play. Talk after. Just talk after. What's so hard about that?
Let's get out of here.
Sportsmen.
Because we'll be here all night.
Yes.
My brother.
It's going to keep going. We can do this all day, all night. Pause. Next Sunday, 4 Sportsmen. Throughout the week, watch out for our highlights, reels, shorts, everything. Flea's going to give his commentary. He's a lunatic. He goes even crazy during the week. Watch out for that. You know, Ball's a lunatic on the lives.
Have a good night.
Dropper.
Yes.
Been on fire all week. On fire. 4 Sportsmen, favorite perspective. Next Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We out of here.
Yes, sir.